of the Orange Democratic Movement, Homa Bay County, Monica Amollo, died last evening in a road accident that also claimed 4 other lives along the Homa Bay Ndhiwa Road. Amollo and her team were heading to Ndhiwa for a planned door-to-door campaigns in favor of ODM's Moses Kajwang.
Mourning the loss of a leader who had devoted her life to championing the rights of the vulnerable in the society. Soon after the ODM rally in Homa Bay town, nominated MCA Monica Amollo and 4 ODM supporters left Homa Bay from Ndhiwa to conclude the party's campaigns. They had planned to hold door-to-door campaigns. At Ogeng Market, it is believed that the car Monica Amollo was traveling in hit the stationary lorry which was ferrying sugarcane to Ndhiwa. 4 people died on the spot while the driver died as he was being transferred to Homa Bay Hospital.
Sasa hii ajali imetokea kwa trailer ya miwa, hizi trailer mbili. Moja ya mbele nimefanya ajali, ya nyuma dereva alimwepa, si ndio? Kwa hivyo pale ajali imefanyika ni katikati ya signboard ya Ruga na stage katikati ya Ongeng, si ndio? Katikati ya Ruga na Ongeng.
Hii ingine ilikuwa imekwama hapo. Alafu overtake hiyo na kutana hii ingine head on. Ndio ilifanya hiyo accident cost.
According to eyewitnesses, lorry drivers have recently formed a tendency of leaving their vehicles by the roadside. That some of them lack reflectors or any indication that there is a stalled vehicle as required by the Traffic Act. Monica Amollo took over the county ODM leadership after the demise of Senator Otieno Kajwang. She will be remembered as a great crusader for women's rights. She was very vocal in encouraging co-leader Raila Odinga to run for the Homa Bay senatorial seat. A week ago, Monica, together with Homa Bay Member of Parliament Peter Kaluma, represented Moses Kajwang at a meeting between the Independent Election and Boundaries Commission and the Homa Bay senatorial candidates.
There are only 2 ladies in this room.
She contested for the Ndhiwa parliamentary seat 3 times, losing to the late Orwa Ojode. ODM and members of the Homa Bay County Assembly are expected to hold a meeting in order to plan for her final send-off. Victor Ogale, KTN, in the county of Homa Bay.
Quite an unfortunate incident there, coming at the height of campaigns in the area. And still in the area, the Kenya Police Service has beefed up security in Homa Bay County ahead of tomorrow's by-election. Through his spokespersons, the Acting Inspector General of Police, Samuel Arachi, says at least 2,000 police officers will be on the ground to address security issues. The campaign period in Homa Bay by-election has witnessed cases of violence, with some candidates even claiming to have been threatened by their opponents.
These were assortments of weapons, some crude weapons. And when we speak about crude weapons, then we are talking about an assortment of some pangas, some machetes, and a few unspent cartridges. Of course, we are, investigating the matter.
They should also strongly speak against any acts of lawlessness and be the first to condemn any act which can compromise security in the areas. The readers must understand that they are responsible for the conduct and the good order of their supporters.
Let's go to Nyeri now, and the Nyeri County has the highest number of non-communicable diseases in Kenya. This is according to the Kenya Red Cross Society. The Kenya Red Cross Society has partnered with the Danish Red Cross Society for a control and prevention program against the non-communicable diseases. The launch of the 3-year project was held at Rungiru Stadium in Nyeri. The project also involves the central government. The residents were encouraged to adopt healthier lifestyles in order to prevent these non-communicable diseases, as county governments were asked to allocate resources towards the management of the diseases. The program aims to reach 600,000 people in Nyeri and Nairobi.
Anaendelea katika hiyo shughuli na
even we don't have it. We make so many things. We were survivors, we call ourselves victors.
The list of morbidity and mortality causes, we see that among the top 5 killer diseases in Nyeri County, 3 of them are non-communicable diseases.
There is a growing recognition that we need to adapt and we need to meet also this challenge. How to prevent non-communicable diseases, how to early detect it, and even treat it better.
Just want to reaffirm Kenya Red Cross commitment to saying that we are going to work hand in hand with the 2 county governments, the county government of Nyeri, that is our host today, and that of Nairobi, and the national government. And I'm sorry, Daktari, the national government being the bigger brother in this case, setting up policies and standards for us then to implement.
Elsewhere, the East African Cables is reporting a 13% drop in pre-tax profit for its 2014 financial year on low margins from new markets. During the period, the cable manufacturer's pre-tax profit stood at 507.5 million shillings compared to the previous year profit of 585.4 million shillings. The company, however, saw revenues during the year grow by 13% to 5.08 shillings. In audited results sent to the Nairobi Securities Exchange, East African Cables did not disclose the factors that led to the rapid growth in revenues, only stating that it had higher volumes in new markets. East African Cables is banking on the government's allocation of 23 billion shillings to the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company to get new business, especially in power transmission systems. The company said it would pay a final dividend of 50 cents per share, bringing the total dividend for the year to 1 shilling, unchanged from 2013. Now, there are mixed reactions from a section of Bomet County residents on whether to issue teenagers with contraceptives. A majority of those interviewed by KTN said that it is against the African cultural values.
You cannot give condoms to underage children or students. What were 10 years? Condoms. Nikaa tumepotoka yani. And we Africans, we must accept the fact. Sisi, hatukai wazungu.
If we give children tools which can destroy them, what are we telling them? It's just like giving a child a panga. That child doesn't know what that panga is supposed to be used for. Anajua tu ni ya kukata.
Ukimpatia, unajua sasa mambo ya kupatia watoto kondom ni kuzuia magonjwa ya zinaa kama ukimwi ama zile zingine kama syphilis, lakini sitakuwa sasa inaharibu watoto kabisa.
Mimi nakataa. Sababu ya kwanza ni kwamba watoto bado ni wadogo. Sasa wakifunza hiyo tabia kitambo, wamalize shule kitambo, wakuwa watu wakubwa, watakao wamekoza mwenendo. So ni jukumu ya kwamba kila msasi ashike mtoto yake, afunze mtoto yake, na walimu tena shuleni wapatiane wakati ya wazazi waende wafunze watoto shuleni.
Hawa vijana wako katika adolescent stage. Kwa hivyo tunataka tuwafunze vijana pia, tuwaambie waende kanisa ili waachane hiyo mambo ya immorality.
Hawa wanafunzi ya sexually active wanaweza contract HIV. So it's better wapewe condoms watumie na wafunzwe, sio kupea tu lakini kufunzwa kutumia.
Let's get into sports now, and it is one of the best breeding ground for Kenyan Premier League clubs, and due to annual mass exodus of players, Mathare United has been reduced to a shadow of its former self. The 2008 Kenya Premier League champions best exemplifies the never say die, since it has survived relegation by small margins in the past 4 seasons. With the 2015 season likely to kick off on February 21st, the Slum Boys hope to better their performance in a bid to regain their footballing status.
The 2014 season was one that Mathare United fans and players would like to quickly forget. After experiencing a massive exodus at the end of the 2013 season, The club was left with only 3 experienced players heading into the 2014 season. The 2008 Kenya Premier League champions were however not down and out, as they survived relegation after finishing 10th with 38.6 points better than in 2013.
We tried our best to make sure that tumaliza in 10th position, but still haikuwa our best kwa sababu tungemaliza pia kwa position mzuri than position 10.
2014 wasn't bad, ups and downs, but I think we basically performed very well. Although we didn't reach our target, that was top 8. Although we finished 2 points, coming season we're going to perform better.
Coach Okumbi recruited the likes of George Owino from Sofapaka on a season-long loan, Kasim Mohammed from KCB, Peter Wainaina and Kelvin Sochieng. With that lineup, the Slum Boys now look set to challenge the status quo in 2015.
The team imeshashikana maanisha tunaweza rudisha ile cohesion tulikuwa nayo last time, ile enjoyment tulikuwa nayo kwa game. So niko sure that this season itakuwa marvelous.
I think 2015 I think we will not be competitors. Tutangangana tukue hapo the best 3 from this season 2015.
They opened the season against title holders Gor Mahia. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
Nice one. And the best cricketers on the planet are in Australia and New Zealand for the 2015 World Cup, where South Africa lead the challenge to upset favourites Australia and claim a first ever global crown. The World Cup starts on the 13th of February to March the 29th.
The Cricket World Cup. 49 matches played across 6 weeks and 2 countries, Australia and New Zealand. The Australians are many people's favourites, and batsman George Bailey is confident his side can deliver what would be a 5th title for the men in green and gold.
What's really pleasing at the moment, and this is probably in all formats, is the depth of cricket that we've got and the way guys can almost seamlessly come in from outside the squad or or within teams and immediately start performing. So that's been really pleasing.
What of the challengers? South Africa are the bookmakers' second favourites. The Proteas boast arguably the best 2 one-day batsmen in the world in AB de Villiers and Hashim Amla. And according to Amla, last year's series defeat in Australia has stood the squad in good stead.
That we had a really tough series in Australia where we didn't do too well. Had a few hiccups in that series. Came back and we've done pretty well. So I think the preparation's been probably really good in not have any fear of burnout.
Defending champions India have just endured a miserable tour of Australia, but will be looking to give captain MS Dhoni a fitting send-off in what will probably be his last World Cup. Pakistan, who will bid farewell to their captain Misbah-ul-Haq, are always unpredictable as they seek to repeat the success of 1992. England in the post-Kevin Peterson era are relatively inexperienced, but a recent thrashing of West Indies in a warm-up has boosted confidence ahead of their opener against Australia.
They'll be feeling as much pressure as we are. You know, there's going to be a lot of Australian supporters there. We know that, but you know, it's going to be a great spectacle, I suppose. You know, the opening game of a World Cup. It's a great opportunity for us to, you know, turn the Aussies over, I suppose.
The West Indies, once kings of the game, have been riven by internal problems as well as poor results on the field, leaving all-rounder Darren Sammy praying for a turnaround.
When it comes to World Cups, you know, once we get to the knockout stages, we always tend to move on. So we're looking to do that first, and hopefully we could do something special.
Dark horses New Zealand and Sri Lanka are first up in Christchurch, kicking off a carnival of cricket ahead of the final in Melbourne on March 29th.
Well, before we wind up, let's just go to central Kenya in Tetu constituency, which is providing free driving lessons to 41 young men and women from every sub-location in Tetu. This is aimed at reducing the number of accidents, particularly those involved with border operators. The project was funded by the Constituency Development Fund. The county government will spend 10,000 shillings per person. Tetu area Member of Parliament, who is also the chair of the Parliamentary Defence Committee, Ndungu Gethenji said reducing road carnage is a responsibility of every Kenyan who should exercise caution on the road.
Kwangu, let me say, ni important juu mimi napendaga sana kwenda na magari kwa barabara. Mimi huwa natamani sana kuwa kwa barabara na gari, naona ikiwa enjoyable.
Even after acquiring the license, atafutie wana youth kazi, si ati wasome tu alafu wakae hivyo.
We want to ensure that through training, through adherence to regulation, through being diligent Kenyan citizens, we bring sanity back to our roads, and we ensure that we bring down the carnage that is being witnessed in the past.
Well, there's always the teasing test where one is asked to just touch the nose with their tongue. Now, in our today's Did You Know fact, did you know that a giraffe can clean its ears with its 21-inch tongue? Well, if you didn't, now you know. My name is Ian Wafula. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing.